Hello and welcome to the Marketing Translator. Today we are talking about understanding Google. The easiest way to understand Google is knowing that Google is a librarian. Alright, now that I'm in my librarian outfit, let's understand how Google, being the librarian, works with your website, which is your book. So now imagine you walk into Google, you have a question. Google, I have a question about this. And Google goes, I've got just the answer for you. Google walks over, goes through the bookshelf, pulls your book, your website, off the shelf, pages through and finds that exact blog post about the topic that you're asking about and says, here is your answer. And what now? What's next? How did Google even choose that one specifically out of all the ones that talk about that same topic? How does that work? What's going on here? Google picks your website based on 3 factors and a lot of millions of other ones, but there's 3 key factors on getting your book, your website ranking in Google. 1, can Google even read your website? Technical SEO. 2, is there anything written on your website that makes it worthwhile for Google to actually recommend to people and give to people? 3, are you a trusted source? Is the content on your website trusted, valuable, and trusted by others within your field and industry? In all of this, when you build your website, it needs to be built correctly. The first one, technical SEO, your website needs to be organized, structured, and coded in a way that Google can read it and read it effectively. Then the second one, what is written on your website? What's the content? Is it actually talking about your industry? And also on the content related topics, does it have a variety of keywords? Not just the words you use to describe your service, but a range of keywords. And then third, are there links going to your website? Do other books, like think of a book, in the back there's references to other websites, other books. That's what you need to be valid in Google's eyes. Because like for me, web designer, I could pop up a website tonight and start scamming people tomorrow if they get it ranking in Google. But Google doesn't want to rank new spammy websites. Google wants to answer the question that people have with a valid source that is resourceful and valuable and quality. And that's what you have to think about is my book, does my website provide that value and provide the information that people are looking for around my industry? And always think of Google as a librarian that has so much information about each person. It's not potential client A walked through the door and asked this question. It's this person did a search about this topic, and based on all their thousands of other searches, based on all this history I know about them, this is the perfect website for them. The other way to think about it is Google has a ton of information on people, creepy details on different people. So if I were to go to Google and be like, archery supplies, they know from my past searches, from my activity on Google, as well as on my email, as well as on different websites, that I shoot traditional archery, which is a recurve or longbow. So they're going to show results that are more tailored to that kind of information. Meanwhile, most archers do like compound and shoot a compound bow. They would show them different results from what I would look up. And this is where it gets really beautiful you can't technically rank first in Google. Essentially, if you target your customers correctly and know your customers really well, you can make sure that when your customer goes to Google and says, hey, I need help with this, they will then give you, your book, your website to the perfect customer. And that's where, with your own website, branding, content, what is written, how it is written, and what is said is so vital in ranking correctly and being recommended correctly by Google. There are always tons of marketers and people coming out with ways to trick Google into ranking better. And they usually fall flat on their face within a few months because Google's main goal is to give the correct book to the correct person. It used to be if you ranked first in Google, you ranked first in Google. Now it's so personalized that you want to rank first in Google for your customer. And you can do that. You can write your book in a way that Google recommends what you have written, recommends what's on your blog, it recommends your website to your perfect customer. But what that takes, what that needs and requires, is for you to know your customer, for you to know your product, for you to understand yourselves and develop the vision for your book to be the perfect book to Google, for Google to recommend. And that's not always easy. It takes time. It takes a lot of thought, a lot of strategy. But the fun part is when you build your website, when you write content on your website that is valuable, that is invaluable to so many people, you contribute to the library of Google in a way that is undeniable. And when that happens, the amount of times that customers that are the perfect customer will find you in Google is innumerable. So, come along. Let's build your website. Let's build it out and grow your book and write your book so that your customers can find you, and not just find you, but learn from you. That you can really make an impact on your future customers today. Work hard, market well.